Hello student, in this session we are going to learn NCERT Class 8 History Chapter 3 Ruling the Countryside. Before start this chapter we recall the first two chapters which you have read in the previous segment, that how the British used to came in India, how long they used to rule over India. Over a period of time they used to came in India for the trade purpose. Then later on from the South India, like how they used to know that they used to come in India. Earlier it was a trade purpose for like the fine quality of cotton, the silk. Then later on they take the pepper, the cardamom, the cinnamon. So for this purpose they used to came in India. Later on when the trade developed, so they used to start settling in the India, because they used to make the warehouse over there. They used to fortification over there. So later on, the people used to came in India for the settle over there to take care of their goods, what you take from the India to the European countries, or you can say the European in the different parts of the Europe. They used to take the goods from at the cheaper rate, and they used to sell it at the higher it in their country. Then later we come to know about that in the European countries, people used to start conflict with each other. Why they used to start conflict with each other? Because they thought that they have the like a kind of the disparity, or you can say the diverse thing they have, that they are not doing the good things and they are not doing the bad things. So the things are that they start they are the companies become rivalry with each other. They start competition with each other, that we are very much good, we are earning more income rather than the others. So what they do, that in the ocean they used to put the barrier in front of the sea, sorry, in the front of the ship, that the ship is not going to the another place. So they start traveling with each other. Later we'll come to know that how the Britishers slowly and gradually they used to came in India, and they used to conquer over there. It starts with the Warren Hastings, and over a period of time the number of the governor used to came in India. First it starts from the Warren Hastings till the Mountbatten. Over the period of time, what kind of changes they have made in the India, socially, economically, politically, because they thought that the Indians are, or the, you can say the Asian society, the Asian countries are not that much civilized, rather than what they thought, that the European civilization is much more civilized, superior, educated than the Indian, or you can say the Asian societies. So what they want to introduce their church, their education, the way of living, the English, all the things by which what they want to make the Indians as the civilized. Later we come to know, but from how they start, they first used to put the capital as the Bengal. But later on, how they used to conquer all over the India, from the Bengal to the Delhi, then the Deccan, and how they defeated Tipu Sultan, and how they took his you can say the toy, still we find in the museums. So all this point we have discussed in the first two chapters. So in the first segment of the video, what we have to cover in today is that the company becomes the divan. Yes, it is true that the company becomes the divans. The revenue for the company, the need to improve the agriculture, the problem, a new system is deficit. This all the points which we are going to learn. The company become the divan, revenue for the company, the need to improve the agriculture, the problem, a new system, deviate. So start with that. First you have to see the picture in which a particular king is seated over there. Robert Clive accepting the divan. Now, what is the divan? If you remember the Aurangzeb, he used to give the divani to these people, that yes, you can now collect the revenue or the tax from the local people. That earlier this when these people, the British, or you can say the colonial, they used to take the goods from our India to the Europe at the better higher rate, or with the paying the high revenue. But later on they have given the free duty, that they can take the goods from our India at the cheaper rate. But later we talk about the number of the Sirajuddaulah and other person, that they said that we do not give you the goods at the free of cost, you have to pay the tax. So on the basis of that, they start conflict with each other, and which they used to defeat it, and they make the puppet, or you can say the Nawab of the that particular place. So we are going to know the number of the people, they become the puppet of the Britishers, and they used to do each and everything for the Britishers, and they're not helping to their own masters. So these are all the scenario we have seen, that in this case, so the Robert Clive accepted the Diwan of the Bengal and Bihar and Orissa from the Mughal ruler 1716. From the Mughal ruler, he accepted the Diwani in the Bengal, in the Orissa and the Bihar. The company becomes the Diwan In 12 August 1765, the Mughal Emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. Now they appointed the Mughal Emperor on the 12 August 1765. The Mughal Emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. The actual event most probably took place in the Robert Clive tent. The most of the events just took place in the Robert Clive tent with a few Englishmen and the Indians are the witnesses. But in this painting about the event in the show as the mystic occasion, now they're showing the mystic occasion taking place in the grand setting. The painter was convinced by the cliff to record the memorable. Now, painter, or you can say the convinced by the cliff. So, the cliff used to call one painter that you have to make the painting of this remarkable thing where the cliff used to get the position of what Divan. So, to record the memorable event Cliff's life, the grant of Divan clearly was one such event in the British imagination. So, ruling of the countryside means the people used to start ruling under the some kingdom. If you talk about the Mughals, so British used to start conquering the India slowly and gradually in the you can say in the front of the Mughals, the Rajputanas, the Marathas, the you can say the Deccan kingdoms. So in all these people, this slowly and gradually start conquering the India by making the puppets. That the puppets, the Indians. Whether we talk about the any of the people, they used to make them the puppets. That we will give you the money, we will give you the land, we will give you the this particular rank. If we talk about the Nawab or the king, so you will going to help us, but under which the British East India Company. So as the Diwan, the company became the chief financial administration for the territory under his control. So under the Mughal control, he became the chief or the Diwan to collect the revenue. Now it had to think of the administrating the land and organizing its revenue resource. This had to be done in a way that could help the enough. Now this has to be done in the way enough the revenue to meet the overgrown expense of the company. A trading company had also to ensure that it could buy the products it needed. Now it could buy the product it needed, sell what it wanted. So a trading company had also to ensure that it could buy the products it needed and sell what it wanted. Over the years, the company also learned that it had to move with some caution. So they learned that the East India Company learned that we do not rapidly have to, they do not want to rapidly conquer the India, but slowly and gradually, which I use the word slowly and gradually. Here also they use the word the caution. Means सावधानी पूर्वक they used to like जो हिंदी में word use करते सावधानी पूर्वक उन्होंने कदम उठाए कि yes we want to conquer the India slowly and gradually. So over the years, the company also learned that it had to be moved with the some caution. Being an alien power, it needed up to pacific those who in the past has ruled the countryside. So being an alien power, which the power is of other one, but they are doing all the things that in the what I already said in the rule of the Mughal, they put their rules over all over the places where they have the territory or where they have the powers over there. So it needed the specific those who in the past have ruled the countryside and enjoyed the authority and the prestiges. Those who had held the local power had to control, but they could not be entirely eliminated. So those who had held the local power had to be controlled, but they could not be entirely eliminated. How was this done? So in this chapter, what we are going to learn, how the company came to the colonizer as the countryside, organize the revenue resource, redefine the rights of the people, and produce the crops it's wanted. Now revenue for the company, how the company, the colonial people, the British official used to start taking the money or the revenue from the villagers, from the peasants, from the farmers, from the money lenders to the other people. Someone is willingly they used to give and someone is not willingly so they used to give the money. So how harshly, brutally this Britishers used to beat the people. So the company had become the Diwan, but it still showed itself the primarily as a trader. So they are the traders. They used to take the goods from the India from the cheaper and they used to sell it in the European markets at the higher rate. It wanted a large revenue income, but was unable to set up any regular system of assessment and the collection. The effort was to increase the revenue as much as it could and buy the fine cotton silk as cheaply as possible. So it wanted a large revenue income, but unable to set up any regular system for the assessment and the collection. The effort was to increase the revenue as much as it could and buy the fine cotton and skilled cloth as cheaply as possible. So, which I already explained, they used to buy it at they bought it at the cheaper rate and they used to sell it in the European market at the higher rate. Within the 5 years, the value of goods bought by the company is being Bengal doubled. Before 1865, the company had purchased the good in India by importing gold and the symbol from the Britain. So, before 1865, the company had purchased the good in India by importing gold and silver from the Britain. Now, the revenue collected in the Bengal could finance the purchase of gold for the export. Soon it was clear that the Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis, that is a famine which was considered the worst affected at that time in the world history as well in the Indian history, and due to which, because of this Britishers, they're going to have this Bengal people, but they didn't did that because they want to show them how much they were the powerful. So soon it was clear that the Bengal economy was facing a deep crisis. Artisans were deserting the village since they were being forced to sell the goods to the company at the low price. So peasants were unable to pay the dues they were being demanded from them. Artisan production was in decline. Now they used to decline all these things, and the agriculture cultivation showed the sign of collapse. Now, the agriculture cultivation showed the sign of collapse because due to like for the number of the years there was no rain, so there was a drought situation. After that, the famine. So there the 70s, the terrible famine killed 10 million people, means the 10 lakh people. So think about how much the worldly affected in the Bengal. About the one third of the population was wiped out. One third of the population wiped out. So this is the picture of that famine only. How the people used to go here and there in the search of food. A weekly market in Murshidabad in Bengal. There was a weekly market. If you heard about it in Delhi, there was the Monday market, Tuesday market, Wednesday market. Just like this in the Murshidabad in Bengal, they have the weekly market. On the particular, they were set up the market on the roadside. So the peasant and the artisan from the rural areas regularly came to this weekly market, had to sell the goods and buy the what they need. This market were badly affected during the time of the economic crash. So this was the deeply affected at that time because of due to the famine. So now you can see the Charles Cornwallis, how he is, how he used to take, how he brutally, how he used to take the number of the revenue from the people. We'll come to know in this. The Cornwallis was the Governor General of India when the permanent settle was introduced. So the need to improve the agriculture, how it need to improve the agriculture in the economy was it rules. Could the company be certain of its revenue income? Now if you have seen that in the Bengal that was affected by the famine, so the people are able to give the tax in the natural sense. We can say that now the people are not able to give the tax, but still how brutally you can say they kill the people and they used to beat the people to collect the tax. For collecting the tax, most company officials began to feel that the investment in the land had to be encouraged and the agriculture had to be improved. So most of the company officials began to feel that the investment on the land in the land had to be encouraged and agriculture had to be improved. How was this to be done? After 2 decades of the debate on the question, the company finally introduced the permanent settlement in 1793. By the terms of the settlement, the Rajas, the Talukdars were recognized as the Zamindar. So after the 2 decades, means after the 20 years of the question, the company finally introduced the permanent settlement in 1793. By the terms of the settlement, the Rajas that were recognized as the Zamindar, they were asked to collect the rent from the peasant. Now they were asked to collect the rent from the peasant and pay the revenue to the company. Now here the Zamindar have to collect the money from the peasant, from the farmer, then they have to pay to the company, that is the East India Company. The amount was to be paid was a fixed and permanently. That was the amount was the fixed and the permanently. That is the it was not to be increased. It was not to be increased even ever in the future. Means it is the fixed that this much is the amount you have to pay. It was the fact that this would ensure the regular flow of the revenue in the company's coffers. and at the same time encourage the zamindar to invest in improving the land, since the revenue demand of the state would not be increased. So the revenue of the demand of the state would not be increased. So the zamindar would benefit from the increased production from the land. So the zamindar, what they did that they would increase the production of the land. The problem, permanent settlement, however, created the problems. Company officials soon discovered that the Zamindar were in fact not investing the improvement of the land. The revenue that had been fixed was so high that the Zamindar found it difficult to pay. The permanent settlement, however, created the problems that the company officials soon discovered that the Zamindar were not, in fact, not invested the improvement of the land. Then the revenue that had been fixed was so high that the zamindar found it difficult to pay, because you can say the price of the particular tax is that much higher that the zamindar also itself they're not able to pay that price, so they are not improving the quality of the land. Anyone who failed to pay the revenue through losses zamindar. Now, if any of the person, of any of the individual, that who is the zamindar, if he is not able to pay the money, so they take the land from him. Numerous of the zamindars were sold off at the auction organized by the company. So the number of the land was sold off in the auction. By the first decade of the 19th century, the situation changed. The price in the market rose and cultivate slowly expanded. The price in the market what? Rose and it cultivate slowly expanded. The mean and increase in the income of the zamindar. So there is a mean and increase in the income of the zamindar, but no gain for the company. So here the profit used to get the zamindar rather than the company, since it could not increase a revenue demand that has been fixed permanent. So they have not been increased any revenue demand that had been fixed in the permanently. Even then the zamindar did not have an interest in the improving land. So the zamindar have not have any kind of interest in improving the land. Some had lost their lands in the early years of the settlement. Some of them have lost the land in the earlier years of the settlement. Others now saw the possibility of earning without the trouble and risk of the investment. So the you can say some had lost their lands in the earlier years of the settlement. Others now saw the possibility of earning without the trouble and risk the investment. As long as Zamindar could give out the land to the tenants and get the rent. Now the Zamindar used to give the land to the tenants, it means the peasant, and get the rent. They were not interested in improving the land. So they were not interested to improving the land. Then on the other hand, in the village, the cultivators found the system extremely oppressive. So in the other hand, the villager, the cultivators, what they found that the system of extremely oppressive. The rent, the rent he paid to the zamindar was high, and his right on the land was insecure. Where on the particular land, whosoever the tenant used to do the work, so they have to pay the higher rent, and the land was not secure because the land is belong to the zamindar. To pay the rent, he had to often take a loan from the money lenders for giving them. Giving the money or for to pay for the rent, so they have to take the money from the money lenders to pay their rent. And when he failed to pay the rent, he was evicted from the land and he had cultivated for the generation. Now if the any of the tenant of any of the peasant or the farmer, he is not able to pay the rent money, so they have to evacuate them, or they used to say that you do not have to do the work over here for the longer period of time. And for which this is the kind of we can say, or which this thing which not going to accept it, because for the generation the particular person is doing the work over here, if he is not having money and you are evicting them, this is not going to be possible. At that time this thing is going to be possible over there, that the people who do not do the who is not able to pay the money, or who is failed to pay the money, so that thing has been seen in this. A new system is devastated. Now the new system used to come in this. This is the last topic of this chapter, but last topic to this segment, not this chapter. By the early 19th century, many of the company officials were convinced that the system of revenue had to be changed again. Now the number of the system of the revenue have to change again, because if you keep the price high and the two fixed for the longer period of time, number of the people are not able to pay it, because the people are poor, they are not having the food to eat, the people are dying due to because of the, you can say, due to the starvation. So how can they take such a highly priced money from the people. So how could be revenue be fixed permanently at that time, where the company needed more money to meet its expense for the administration trade. In the northern western province of the Bengal Presidency, most of the area is now in the Uttar Pradesh. Now in the northern western province of the Bengal Presidency, most of this area is now in the Uttar Pradesh. An Englishman called the Holt Mackenzie devised the new system which came into effect in 1822. He felt that the village was an important social institution in North India. That is true that the company now came to know that the India's northern province, or you can say the north direction, where they find the number of the, you can say, numerous of the agriculture. So this is an important part. So Indian society need to be preserved. So under his direction, collectors went from village to village, inspect the land and measuring the field and recording the custom rights of the different groups. Now what they do that they used to go village to village, they measuring the land and see that what kind of nutrition value in that land. So they put the record of the particular land, what the measurement had they have, and what kind of nutrition value in that land they have. So after that, the estimation revenue of each plot within a village was added up to the calculate the revenue that each village mahal had to pay. The demand was to be revised periodically, not permanently fixed. The charge of collecting the revenue and paying it to the company was given to the village headman rather than the zamindar. The system came to be known as the Malwar settlement. Now, this system used to call it as the Malwar settlement. Now, we can take the another topic of the next segment, which we are going to discuss, but we can take this segment as well, the Monroe system. Then later on, this topic we're going to discuss in the next segment. So, the Monroe system in the British territories, the South, there was a similar move away from the idea of the permanent settlement. The new system that was devised came to be known as the Rotwar or the Rotwari. It was started on the small scale by the Captain Alexander Reed in the some of the areas that were taken over by the company after the wars with the Tipu Sultan. So it was started off a small scale. The Captain Alexander Reed in the some of the area that were taken over the company after the wars with the Tipu Sultan. Subsequently developed by the Thomas Munro, this system was gradually extended all over the South India. So Reed and the Munro felt that the South there were no traditional zamindar. Yes, they don't find the traditional zamindar in the South India. So settlement they argued had to be made directly with the cultivators, with the writers, the people who used to cultivate at the different lands, who had till the land for the generation. The people who are tilling the land or doing the cultivation for the generation, so they feel the field has to be carefully separated, served before the revenue assessment was made. Now, what the now they here the British play the trick. What they played the trick that the people who is used to cultivate the land for the generation, for by playing the dirty tricks, that used to take the land from them and they put the high tax or they levied the high tax on them. Later on, the Munro thought that the British should act as a parental father figure, protecting the rights under their charges. So, like what they thought that whatever the right take place between these two people, they used to play the divide and rule. So, what they do that the people used to fight with each other, so they used to come over there that we can going to solve your conflicts, and those who are the win, they used to protect them rather than the defeated ones. All was not well. Within the few years after the new system was imposed, it was clear that all was not with them. Now, all was not with them. Driven by the desire to increase the income from the land, driven by the increase income from the land, revenue official fixed too high a revenue demand. Now, the revenue official fixed too high a revenue demand. Peasants were unable to pay. Now, the peasants were unable to pay because they have taken their land by playing the dirty tricks, and riots filled the countryside, and the villages become deserted in many regions. So now the villages become deserted in many regions. Optimistic officials have imaged that the new system would transfer the peasant into the rich enterprising farmer, but this did not happen. So far, what we have discussed in the first segment of the video, that The company become the Diwan. Yes, company become the Diwan under the rule of the Mughals. The Robert Clive given the this Diwan position for the Orissa, Bengal, and the other state where he had to take the revenue from the different peoples, that by which they have to take the revenue, and after that they have to pay back to the Mughals. But here they pay again, they play the data. This is what they had, they did that they used to put the man for that, and they collect the revenues, and the revenues is asserted toward the British official. Then later on we talk about the revenue for the company. Yes, the people used to collect the revenue from village to villages, and they used to give it back to the company. For that, who they hire? The zamindar, the money lenders, the big people. They used to hire them to need to improve the agriculture. Yes, they what they appointed the zamindar, the big zamindar, big landlords, in which they from the peasant, from the farmers, they used to collect the revenue. But when the zamindar find some problem, they found some problem that we are unable to pay the tax. So what they thought, they didn't improve the quality of the agriculture and the land, for, by which now the company give the punishment to the, how they used to give the punishment to the zamindar. They used to take the land from them, and they used to put the land in the auction, and that particular land is taken by the other people. Then the new system is devastated. Now what the new system is devastated, that uh, and we talk about the Munro as well. First, we talk about Munro. In the southern India, we don't find the traditional, you can say, or the generation to generation zamindari system. So what they do, that they were the people doing the work from the generation to generation. But the British have played the dirty tricks, that they used to take the land from them, and after that they put you can say the high price tax, by which they can, people have to pay this tax at the later on. So by this we can see the how the, by playing the dirty tricks, they used to disturb these people, that you do not have to work freely, you have to give all the money to the Britishers, and they used to put the tax at the fixed rate, and that to the higher price. The permanently these people have to pay this. If they do not pay this, they can exclude from their work. And now think about it, the particular person is doing the work from the generation to generation, and he is going to be evicted from the place. So where he find his job, where he can earn his money, where he can earn his livelihood. But this is the number of the people has committed a suicide, that I have not able to pay the rent. And in this case, when we one thing we come to know, that for paying the rent, these people, the farmer, the peasant, or you can say the marginal farmers, they used to take the money from the money lenders to pay the rent to the zamindars and to the company. So all this problem we find in the Bengal, we find in the Orissa, in the southern part of India. And one more we come to know about the Bengal incident, where we find the was affected due to the famine in the Bengal. The number of the people were died, that is the 10 million. The almost of the 10 lakh people were died due to the famine, and it was affected in the Indian history as well as in the world history, because the Britishers do not give the food to these people, and because of the economic crisis, they were not set up their weekly market in the Murshidabad, which you have seen in the diagram. So how the people are worstly affected, and they have to do the peasant kind of work, the farmer kind of work under the zamindar, under the East India Company. So how these Britishers under the some officials, they do this kind of work, that they used to collect the revenue in this certain, you can say the kingdom. Yes, we are taking the revenue in this certain of the kingdom. If you're not able to pay it, then we will take your land, and we will not allow you to leave you in this particular place. So all such things which we have discussed in the first segment of the video. The first thing we have discussed, the company becomes the Diwan. Then we discuss about the revenue for the company. Then we discuss about the need to agriculture, that is the Cornwallis, the governor used to come, and he used to make the number of the changes and improvement, but he used to collect the heavy taxes from these people, the zamindar and the peasant and the farmers. Then the problem, then we come to know about the new system is devastated. And the last we have discussed about this two things, the Monroe system and the all was not well. Yes, all was not well. They used to collect more and more taxes from these people, that you have to give the tax. If you are not able to give the tax, if you are not able to pay the revenue, we will take your land from you, we will take home from you, and you are not able to live over here. And they will brutally killing them, they were beating up them, and they were sending them to the other parts of the, you can, the country where they can find the jobs. But none of the people, you can say, find the jobs at that time, because they were put as the servant, or put as the slave under the this different official, or you can say the zamindars, because they thought that these poor people can't do anything. So they used to destroyed them, they used to spiritually, physically, they used to disturb them. So you can think, you can watch the movies, you can read the books, you can watch the shows, by which you come to know that you can come up with a certain picturization how this Britishers, how this higher officials, if we talk about the zamindar or the big farmers or the landlords, how they brutally killing these people, exploiting them physically and spiritually. So I hope you like this video. Thank you.